Um,
All right. Welcome.
to turn my
How's it going?
down. Me?
Are you,
It's going good. How
yeah.
are you?
Yeah, I can't complain. So yeah, this is fun. We're doing the mirror stream in reverse because usually I'm on Dr. Kip's channel
It's true.
and I sometimes hit the button stream to my audience, but with the magic of StreamYard, Dr.
Here we
Kip
are.
can hit stream to his audience and we will
I
see.
did.
Whoa, we'll see
I
what kind
know,
of
right?
viewership and engagement we get here.
And we're doing this
So
weird double video format thing.
double. Yes, and it's
We're
multi-format.
everywhere.
So
We're just
so
everywhere,
yeah,
dude.
so that the
Run.
algorithm and so that the helpless doom scrollers and the unwitting young swipers will come across our live and can't help but try to figure out why is Jesus behind, of all things, Satan's paywall. Okay.
I see. I think I made a different title for my stream.
Oh, well, there's
If
that.
somebody,
We're gonna
I don't
take the
know, but it's fine. Somebody let me know what I titled the stream. It was like literally I was just typing in like a stream of consciousness. So
it's
yeah.
fine. It's fine. We are gonna take a slight detour to some John Lennox apologetics that was hosted over, reposted
Oh,
at Daily Dose of No Effort. And so we're gonna do that for a hot minute.
it's a
So
really
yeah,
inappropriately titled channel. Now that I
what
think
Daily
about
Dose of Wisdom?
it. Daily Dose of Wisdom. Yeah.
Why is it inappropriately titled?
Thank you. Some Wes Huff Logos Bible weirdness is what I called mine. There we go.
I'm sure we'll
Um,
get into that. But anyway,
so,
why is Daily
just
Dose of Wisdom?
just quickly, I don't think he does things daily, does he?
No.
And
Well, maybe
secondly,
shorts. I don't know. I don't follow the shorts part.
maybe, I guess. Wisdom is fucking not what he's doing. It's
Question.
wisdom, especially if you're a Bible guy, like he wants to be, then he should know
Yes.
that wisdom means skill. And
You watch it every day if you want. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you have a queue of, so the reason I call it Daily Dose of No Effort is because
I
it
yes,
is one of those
I think it's
channels where it's glorified repost. And what's saddest about this one is that he doesn't even have his nodding head in the corner like other reaction channels. Totally not what we're doing. Okay. But but it's where they just are silent while they play, minutes and minutes of whatever apologetics. Yeah. Okay.
indeed.
I
Indeed. No,
agree.
I
Then they
think
do like
you're
their 1 minute, spiel.
I think your title for Daily Dose is much, much more appropriate than his.
Haktifa. Haktifa. How do you say it? Haktifa?
Oh, there's probably no sound, is there? Is there no sound?
Oh, no.
That's too bad. I can say, I'll just repeat what Dr. John Mead says. I can say, Ahaftika, I love you, while putting Hatikva up on the screen. So,
Got it.
Hatikva, everyone. Misinterpretations, Marin.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? This
Hey,
isn't.
hey,
It's
this is over at my channel,
it's
okay? And
right.
that shared tab, I don't get a speaker option.
No,
So
Nitty
next
does
time,
not.
though, if you can send it private chat, and then
I could do that.
your media.
So, what I was, I don't know. What was I going to say? I don't even remember what I was going to say now.
Oh no, we got
Um,
distracted by
I
behold.
totally did. Way to go, Lawrence. Thanks. But it's, I mean, it is true, and it's sort of weird. I think everybody probably thinks this is a bit of strangeness, because this is now 2 times in a row that I have been
Vishless.
online vishless. And you've been there both times now.
Yeah.
She's gonna be back on Friday
True.
though,
Oh,
with me
good.
and Dan McClellan. We're doing a Gavin Ortland video.
Ooh. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
I actually was just listening to if you didn't know this, everyone, let's see. I am terrible though, and having a brain fart on his book's name. Oh my god.
Do you want me to just show it to you? If there,
No,
if
no,
you
no, no,
read
no, no,
it
no,
on the
no. I'm
screen.
gonna
Oh.
shill for Dan.
Oh,
So if you didn't know,
Dan's book. There we go.
yeah,
The
you
Bible
can
says.
get Dan McClellan's book, The Bible Says So, on audio, on Audible, read by the man himself. And so while I was exercising on my treadmill, I was listening to Dan completely
Nice.
shut down Frank Turek's slavery apologetics.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Very
so you have a $2 super chat from
Oh,
Baden.
thank you. Redim.
Kip,
That's very good.
what's in the mug? What's in the mug?
First of all, this is a Tim Hortons mug.
Ooh.
And it is coffee and Crown.
Because have you seen that bottle?
I don't. It's not empty yet.
Oh my god. I'm still trying to figure out this fuck. StreamYard. There it is. Okay. StreamYard is, I'm still learning the Mars layout, as they call it. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna take our little nitty detour into some speedy philosophy of John Lennox making stuff up.
Cause than what created God.
Welcome back, everyone. The clip that you're about to watch
Special pleading created God
features John Lennox again. And in this video, he's really aiming directly at this notion that I hear all the time in the comment section. It's this God of the gaps idea, or this idea of we can't explain it yet, therefore God. He kind of puts that right in the center of the crosshair and
But doesn't that happen so much?
explains why that type of label and dismiss approach to these big questions, particularly about the origin of the universe, actually becomes a little bit self-refuting and actually doesn't help us think through what we're really facing when it comes to the origin of the universe. With that being said, let's dive in.
So I don't know that that's whether that's a challenge or a suggestion or a help, but
it's a wonderful challenge.
But I'd be interested in your response to it.
Yes.
All right. So the challenge is, if everything is created, then what created God? Now, the important thing is that language is often sloppy. And when we're throwing around philosophical terms and categories, we tend to misapply or overapply, the definition of a thing to maybe where that definition actually doesn't work. Because when you're trying to say everything is created, right? Is God in or out of that category? Well, theists have to say, well, whoa, this is the uncreated thing, right? They have to make sure that this thing can't be part of whatever we agree that definition is. When we say everything, right, that means every possible thing. So if you say a thing is a thing, like a God, and it needs a creator or to be created, then a God has to get into that category of a thing, right? So then you have to say, well, God is not really a thing. God is being. You can't create being, right? Or whatever they want to say it is, right? Maybe I'm totally off. Hey, chat, if I don't know how to philosophy, feel free to just nail me in the comments. All right, just be like, he's got it all wrong.
I love this particular thing, and I had to think about it a great deal because, of course, it's absolutely obvious that replacing one mystery by another is not always a helpful way forward.
Sometimes it might be.
Yeah, well, well, it's a more sensible mystery.
Okay, hold on.
let's unpack this, because there are 3 or 4 questions, which is why I wrote them down, because with my dying brains, I can't remember everything. But
Which is unfortunate, and that does happen to people. So let's be a little nice there.
let's come to that first question, which has interested me because it's become a great focus recently, both in North America and Britain and in Europe. Everybody's talking about it. I thought I'd left it behind in Russia. And that
So I've actually seen John Lennox come to my former church and give talks when I was a Christian and really into apologetics. And he literally told the same story. Okay,
About
he's
The
being
one
in
story that
Russia.
he's about to
Yeah,
tell about being in
yeah,
Russia. Okay.
yeah. And he actually is doing better than the gospel authors about getting the details consistently right from his retelling. So
You know, I
congratulations.
I tell a lot of the same stories. But I'll probably tell some more today, stories that I've told before. But
that's the question.
Yeah.
Who
And
created God?
it's a very dubious story, by the way.
okay.
And Dawkins has made it the heart of his book, The God Delusion. I was staggered when I found it there. What I mean about Russia, ladies and gentlemen, is I used to get this all the time in the Academy of Sciences when I was traveling out to Russia in the late 1980s and the early 1990s, you see, that it was almost the first question. If you believe that God created the universe, then logically you've got to ask the question, who created God? And then you have to ask, who created the God that created the God that created the God that created God that created God, and so on ad infinitum.
Right. Infinite regress problems, right?
And that was the end of God, of course. And that's exactly what Dawkins says in The God Delusion. Well, let's analyze it for a moment. Who created God? If you ask that question, it shows you've immediately categorized God as created.
That's yeah. And it's because people are sloppy with, everything.
So you're talking about a created God. Now, you imagine if Richard Dawkins had written a book called The Created God's Delusion. I don't think many people...
Well, I mean, if you think in every other case,
Like
John,
a
that gods
shit
are created,
title
is it
to
really
begin
that
with.
bad? But it isn't a very good or compelling title. But I mean, if your argument, and you could kind of see that it's every God except the Christian God that is created, right?
Why is
The
it
apologist
so
angle.
different? Assuming, and I don't know anything about philosophy, but maybe you can help me understand this. Why is it different thinking of God as a created being than thinking of humans or animals as created beings? Like he's like, "Oh my God, you can't assume that God is a created being." But like how different is that really from doing the same thing with everything else?
Well,
Or does that
yeah. So philosophically, they tie it to it having qualities that make it uncreatable,
Oh, okay. All right. Got it.
right?
They just
Because
make the
it's like
shit they just make
it's
this
a
shit up.
it's a
You could do
it's a
that.
prime mover. It's the very essence
Right.
of being. It's the ontological grounding of all the things. So it's impossible by the definition of what it is for it to be created.
Yeah.
Does that help you?
Yes, that does help
Yeah.
actually.
It's like saying this is a pen, right? We call it a phone. That's our label for a phone. It categorically can't be a pen because it lacks all the different kinds of properties that we would ascribe to pen. So that's the lamest analogy ever. Sorry, guys.
would have bought it.
That was pretty lame.
Because I don't need him to tell me that created gods are a delusion. We usually call them idols, incidentally. But
Yeah,
you
see, you believe every other God is created. Okay.
this question...
And by the way, just to say, Kip is being very kind to restream this to his channel. He is not usually completely counter apologetics. So
I was going to
being very
say
gracious.
this is like the first and
In
last
this
time
sense.
that there will be any John Lennox ever featured on my channel. Okay, I'm sorry. No, you do it. You go. This is your show, dude.
This question is extremely interesting because it's an illustration of a question that already rules out the explanation that's most likely to be true. Because the Christian claim is that God wasn't created.
Right.
So if God was uncreated, In the beginning was the Word, and I'm coming to your 3-in-1 now.
Aha, this is where you're handy, because he's going to talk about Genesis 1, right? Well, actually, John 1:1,
John
which
1.
are references. Yeah.
Just riffing on Genesis 1.
Yeah.
In the beginning was the Word, and I'm coming to your 3-in-1 now, and I'm bringing it in obliquely. In the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He already was. So the central Christian claim is, and in Judaism and Islam, of course, equally, is that God is eternal. So the question, by definition, doesn't even apply to him. And that's immensely...
See, I can steelman Christianity. So for all you Christian haters that roll in my comments, if you made it this far, you can see that Nitty cares about this stuff, and I'm doing my best. All right, I'm trying not to straw man over here, and we even help Kip understand what would be a straw man.
Thank you.
The only way you can get anything out of it then, in the negative sense, is to assume that everything is in the category of the created, but that's just begging the original question. And the Greeks were interested in it, and that's why John's gospel starts with those words. In the beginning, the Word already was, and then it says all things came to be through him. The Greeks were interested in the question of two categories: the things that came to be, the created things, and the things that already were. And the question resolves down to this: is there a thing or a being that never came to be?
And then you make the assumption then, right, that the universe is a created thing, right, in monotheism, right? Now, Kip, you are aware to an extent of like first century Second Temple Judaism, like trends and interactions with like
A little
Greek
bit, yeah.
thought and stuff.
Mhm.
And so, like, for people who don't know, part of like the end of like my deconstructive, I hate that word so much, my deconstructive journey was encountering like Philo of Alexandria, right? And seeing his concept, his very Greek influenced and yet Jewish influenced concept of the Logos. And when most Christians are just not engaged with that content whatsoever and don't know that it exists. And this is very important because you will see a more direct path for the thinking that goes into the Gospel of John than the imagined apologist statement, well, this was totally unexpected. Jews weren't thinking at all about how a God could have been with the Father and doing creative things. And this just would have never tracked with Second Temple Judaism. It just blew the expectations out of the water. Ha ha ha. When you read Philo of Alexandria, you're like, I think you lied to me a little bit.
Philo also is already repackaging and recontextualizing Ben Sira and Proverbs, right?
Yeah.
This is he's packaging a lot of the the Chokmah or the Sophia in Greek myth, I think, into yes, very nice.
Numbers.
Thank you, Noah. Into this logos concept, right? So it's flowing right out of things that are already taking place in early Judaism.
Right. And, it is this concept, though. So for those who don't know, there are specific passages you can go find in Philo. I don't know the page number, sorry. But where Philo's construction of this logos and describing what it is and what it does is just, it looks like Paul picked up Philo and went, amazing. Let me add Jesus to that sentence. No joke. Like the preeminent one of all creation, stolen. Or sorry, stolen's a bad word for ancient stuff. Okay. Appropriated, right? To achieve their theological goal of what they're trying to communicate, they use that concept of like the emanating force from the Father, who is always with it, but is not equal to the Father. Very important. It's not Trinitarian. So you could almost read Colossians and be like, do I need a Trinity? Right? So, you know, when you encounter that and you look at John 1, you look at Colossians 1, and you're an honest Christian or soon to be ex-Christian, you should go, I'm either being deceived by apologists who know better, right? They received a grossly lacking education in early Christian literature, or like this is just stuff you really need to know about the history of Christianity. And if you don't know it, like, here you go. Like, I highly encourage you to go engage that stuff and see if anything I'm saying like holds any water to you, right? And make sure that I'm just not making stuff up. You can ask GPT and see how I'm doing. Grok it. But anyway, so this is a dual streaming thing that StreamYard just introduced for engagement. So like it. Like it in all the places you see it. Like this video.
That's right.
Whether we assume God is created or not, we can ask a question about how or why is that God existing? Yeah, that's right. If they answer he can't not exist, then they're begging the question, right? It's just by the necessity of its own nature, right? And that's what, you know, non-theists can say about the universe. And he said something earlier, which was replacing one mystery with another doesn't help anything. You know, so unless we have something that's less of a mystery, right? So you mean to tell me like a Trinitarian, monotheistic, Trinitarian, I'm repeating myself on purpose, Trinitarian God is not mysterious and therefore is still a better explanation? Who had like a hypostatic union created in 7 some days? Like, this is all a mess. Like, this isn't helping, right? So I don't know how you know, Christian God helps this. This mystery is better than the universe always existing mystery. You know? Yes, Kenny. You will have to deal with the comments Nitty shares or doesn't share. Kenny's over at my channel. So you can say hi. He's a very nice Christian. All right, let's try and finish this video.
That is the Christian claim, and he's called God. But there's a little codicil to this, you see. Richard Dawkins, and I had a debate with him on this very topic in Oxford, and I said to him, Richard, you say that who created God is a legitimate question. I don't think it is, but let me assume now that it is.
Well, that's why you have daily dose of repost.
You believe that the universe created you. So I beg leave now to ask you, using your own question, who created your...
But damn, that is like the best paraphrasing. Oh man, I gotta keep that daily dose of repost.
I like it.
I'm waiting still for the answer. I was talking to about 1,000 scientists, and a man came up to me afterwards, a physicist, and he said, that was very interesting, all that talk about God, but he said, do you know, I detect you're a Christian. And I said, you're...
So let's say this whole, let's say that whole damn story is true, right? That he had 1,000 physicists around, and this guy walks up, he's like, I detect you're Christian. First of all, are we to assume that every physicist is just that socially awkward? Second of all, are we to assume that John Lennox said nothing about Christianity up until that point when he's a glorified apologist? Like he hadn't been pestering other physicists about, well, what created the universe? You know?
It just, it's a little on the nose, John.
Or like the same kind of person, right? What's the likelihood of a Jewish or Hebrew, right, person walking around trying to talk about God in a university? I mean, it's possible, and trying to argue for it, like argue for it. You know what I mean?
Can you do me a favor, Nitty?
Yeah.
And grab Simone's first comment there.
Oh, wait.
That's interesting. Yeah. Oh, why didn't I get a notification for the stream starting? Probably because I literally just pushed the start button.
He hit the
when we
button
started.
from my button.
I hit the button. This is Nitty's stream, and
Yeah. You're in my house now.
we're in Nitty's house. So, my apologies, Simone.
Very astute gentleman.
Yeah. Well, that's what I said. I said, you're pretty sharp. And he said, come off it, he said. Now look, as a Christian, you're obliged to believe that God is a triunity, that Jesus was God and man.
Well, it depends what kind of Christian.
And he said, no, come on, you're a mathematician at Oxford. This is absurd. Can you explain it to me? Well, I said, can I ask you a question first? He said, sure. So
I don't want to answer your question, so I'll ask you a question.
I said, tell me, what is consciousness? And he thought for a second, and then he said, I don't know. I said, that's okay.
So you asked a physicist, what is consciousness?
Consciousness.
He either damn well better say, I don't know, or at least give an answer of, well, I've heard from such and such science, or, you know, these people I trust in the field, or here's one explanation of what that is, right? And it's okay for him to say, I don't know, John. It's not his expertise, right? It's like if I get up here and I'm like, look, I know everything about the Greek in this passage, so shut up, right? But then you look up my credentials, you're like, dude, you went and got a bachelor's degree in computer science-ish. And I'd be like, oh, yeah. Wait, I'm not a Greek scholar. You know what I mean? Like, I should say, I've heard this, I've worked on this a bit, but I'm not a scholar. It's not my expertise. You know, but here's my hot take, right? So it's okay for the physicist here to say, I don't know. And John's acting like, well, a physicist is so smart, he should know.
Hey, let me try an easier one.
You know, Dr. Kip, I heard you're an expert in the Dead Sea Scrolls. So what I want
I'm
you to
also
do
very good in math.
Great, but I also want you to explain to me everything in the Vedas, because I expect you to also know what they say.
Yes.
Hey, look, it doesn't matter. I'm bad at accents sometimes. I'm sorry.
What is energy? Well, he said, I'm a physicist. I can measure energy. I could use it. I said, you know, that's not my question. What is it? He said, I don't know. Oh.
See, and this is a philosophical shell game that just happened, where Lennox is trying to say, give me some magic ontology of energy. Is it like X-Men stuff? Is it like superpowers? Right? And, you know, energy is the descriptor of, you know, the potential to do work, and it comes in different forms. So the physicist was right at first, and then Lennox is like, that's not good enough. Okay.
I said, that's very interesting. You don't know. Tell me, I said, do you believe in consciousness? Yes, he said. Do you believe in energy? Yes, he said. So I said, you believe in these two things, you don't know what they are. I said, should I write you off?
For the first one, sure, he wasn't an expert in consciousness. You know, like there's all kinds of things I bet John doesn't know what they are, but he also believes in them, right? Like, John, explain to us radiometric dating. Oh, I can't explain. I don't know what it is exactly. Oh, well, you believe in it?
Off as an intellectual. And he said, please don't. And I said, but that's exactly what you were going to do with me 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, but you're talking about things that aren't your expertise either.
Now I said, if you don't know what energy is, and nobody does, and if you don't believe that, you physicists, read Richard Feynman. If you don't...
Yeah, that's probably because Feynman's going to put energy into a category which is excused and not pertinent to physics.
Know what energy is. Don't be surprised. If energy, light, gravity, and consciousness are a mystery, don't be surprised if you're going to get an element of this in God. You're bound to get it.
Okay, so I want to explain things with the unexplainable, therefore I win. Is that what you're hearing too? Like, oh God. Yeah, consciousness is a word people use a lot in ways and sometimes think is kind of a spooky thing. Yeah, and they're doing that with AI too, right? Like, when will AI be conscious? And this is where it's going to lead into, is Jesus behind Satan's paywall?
Oh, here we
And
go.
this is the critical question. We're done with philosophy.
Oh,
Poof.
good.
We're unlenixed
I
now.
can come back now.
Yes. I'm
All right.
sorry.
Good stuff. No,
That was
no, it's fine.
your
It's all good.
yeah.
I endure.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
So
I know this guy.
so I found this live stream,
Oh,
and
God.
you guys, I'm going to warn you in advance. This is a 1 hour sales pitch. Okay.
Mm,
It's going to be something. And there will be probably periods where we will be doing some fast uh, Wes Huff. Oh my God, I tongue twisted myself a tiny bit there. Just to get through some of the addish type of content, right? But I'm sure that Kip, you're
yeah.
going to have a lot to say about what the software is doing, this AI, well, we should
Yeah.
call it LLM, is doing, and what its results are going to be, and how we work with this stuff, right? And that's why I told you I was going to do this stream. And then the second thing I want to do with this is read the comments, because the comments on this video are just all over the place. And God damn, it's so funny. I
Oh,
I I've never it's Christian infighting over technology that is just, yeah, we'll have a good laugh, you know.
so, just no way, um, said to me to get my Logos Bible software up and running. I listen, I
Do
don't
you
touch
have it?
I do not touch that shit. I don't. So I have here's a story, and this is a
Okay.
story that I have told before.
Here's a
Logos
story
Bible
about a
software,
lovely scholar.
maybe not so lovely. Logos Bible software headquarters, world headquarters, are located in Bellingham, Washington, which is like a 35-40 minute drive from my house.
Oh.
You know, unless the border's busy, or closed, as I assume it is now. But so it's close. Um, they they were I'm a Mac guy,
Mhm.
have been for like 30 years. So Logos was always very slow in getting integrated into a Mac and an OS X platform. And when they finally did, it was shit. So I've, forever been using the far superior Bible studies platform Accordance. And but I did have the opportunity. I went to Bellingham once, to the Logos headquarters. One of the graduates out of the same MA program that I was working for also was an employee at Logos years back, and I was actually contracted with them to write a commentary on the Book of Jeremiah for Lexham Press. And I abandoned it after I got through 5 chapters when I realized that the payout for this was shit, like everything else that Logos.
Okay.
So,
Well, if you're
it
not doing it for God as a donation, it could be rough.
yeah,
So
no, right? So I'm like, if I wanted to actually write the commentary I wanted to write, this isn't happening. So I went to Bellingham to attend this workshop promotional thing because they were promising that everybody who attended would get a free version of a pretty valuable um, platform, like piece of software. It was probably like a $900 value.
It's expensive,
I think it was. Oh
especially
yeah,
then.
it
Oof.
is. So I was like, yeah, I'm all about making the most of the resources that I can. So I'm gonna go to this thing, and I spent the entire goddamn day down there. They imprisoned you. It was like a timeshare pitch where they locked you in the room,
Oh
and
God.
you had
Yeah.
to sit in the room and listen to them prattle on for 6.5 hours before they actually let you take your free. Yeah.
Well, it's just like Wes's stream. Go on.
It's just like West's Stream. So yes, but the room was full of pastors, and we opened in prayer. And it was a time. It really was. So yeah, but Logos, for the longest time I was, and this is conditioning. I readily admit it. I was conditioned to believe, and in my experience, this is true, that Logos was the evil empire, and you just stay away from that shit. You just do.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't try it. Does it work for Mac yet? I didn't even check. I
It
thought
does.
about
They do
using.
that. So I got my. I'll finish the story by saying I got my free Logos Mac platform package. I started using it, and I used it for about 2.5 weeks, but it was such a pig that I abandoned it, and I gave it away to a friend of mine.
Oh.
Just because I was like, God, this there was nothing that I could do with it that I couldn't do better in accordance, except for there was one thing that I liked about it, where when I would do a Greek word search in the Septuagint
Mhm.
in my Logos Bible software, I would pull up this really fancy looking pie chart, which would show me the Greek word and all the Hebrew words that it would translate in like a pie chart. So that was cool. But honestly, like that was the only thing that it did that was cool. Everything else was shit. It was garbage. So yeah.
All
Anyways,
right.
let's
I decided to take a hot look and see how much it actually costs you. So they have adopted, of course, the Future, which is a subscription model
subscriptions.
uh,
Yes, that's all them.
for
Yeah.
their software. Yeah, it is. Let's see, it's $8.30 a month, usually $10. It's billed annually, so $100 a month. Sorry, a year,
A year.
150 for Pro. Perfect for pastor and sermon prep. Ideal for language and study research. So $17 a month, which is, by the way, oh wait, you guys can't see it. Fuck, StreamYard.
There we go.
Which is still
Man.
cheaper than you, StreamYard.
Yes. Right.
Mac.
Devotional workflow. I'm curious as to what that even means. Like
Oh,
what?
see, this is the other thing that just pissed me off so much about Logos was these it's uh it's what's the word I'm looking for? Um it's packaged, right? Like my
Okay.
accordance is pretty it, it's just text and grammar and syntax and search features. That's it. That's all that it is. But with Logos, I got like your daily reading from this fucking AW Tozer or something like that. I'm like, what the hell do I want this stuff for? So it's today is Saint Bartholomew's Day. I'm like, okay, fine. Um, yeah, but it was limiting in that it did a lot of shit for you. But when I
Mhm.
wanted to do things with it, like when I wanted to do some pretty complex syntactical searches with it, yeah, fuck that. No, that's not happening. So,
That's fair.
anyways, yeah.
You
But
know,
praying scripture workflow. Wow. What interesting devotional tools.
doesn't Jesus kind of say like, I don't like rote repetition kind of stuff? You know what I
Does
mean?
he say that? That's kind of. I mean, that's all they did. Back then was that's what learning, committing the scriptures to your heart. That's what it was. It was just rote.
It's in the
So
Beatitudes. It's like I know it's in Matthew. Damn it. At any rate, he wants like prayer to be like, fluid and
your
authentic.
prayers to be fluid, not your
Right. Yeah, not
yes.
necessarily formulaic. I mean, there's the Lord's Prayer or whatever, but I always believed that was like a template, but not like a
Vain repetitions.
right.
The
Yes.
FC
Yeah, it wasn't
Cameron
that.
one. Yeah.
Thank you. So yeah, devotional workflow, like why? I mean, I guess if you just struggle to even get started, okay.
But it does.
History and data set tools. Today in Christian history data set. Oh boy.
Boy.
I wonder what the data sets are for theological dispute. Are they there? Is there a lot?
Good question.
Yeah. Topical
Systematic
data sets.
theologies.
Of course, because you have to have the presupposition of your framework when you come to the biblical text. Thank you, Kenny. Yeah, it's Matthew 6. I knew it was in the Beatitudes. Thanks. I'm rusty. All right. Data sets. So this is where it's going to start to lean into the learning language model stuff. So yeah, let's watch our timeshare here.
Yes.
With our buddy Wes Huff. Does he talk that fast? We'll see what it's like at like 1:3.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
He does talk pretty
Past
fast.
the intro.
It's probably fine.
I love helping others read the Bible. And so in order to encourage you and upgrade your Bible study, I've invited my friend Scott Lindsay onto my channel. We're going to talk about some really exciting things that Logos Bible software is doing. I've been using Logos Bible software for years. I was introduced.
Well, that's no surprise. And by the way, we always need technological assistance when we are struggling with the very power of God living inside us.
I've seen a couple of questions, and if I can just address something here from Chinkigar. Yeah, is accordance for learning biblical languages? No. It is for somebody who probably already knows them. No, not always. You can do there's some good English tools in accordance too. And is it good? So I need to provide a caveat here. There's new ownership now over at Accordance, and what is mine? Mine is, I don't even know if I'm using the most recently updated version. Which one am I using?
Is that like is an accordance
12,
different than a concordance? Like, or was it always accordance and we said it wrong?
It was always no. It's the platform is called Accordance. So and it's riffing off of concordance.
A concordance. Okay.
Yeah. So I can't speak to the ongoing quality of accordance. It's sort of the same way where there was, I'll just say that. So I always it's what I've always used and I've always preferred. So
I've heard this thrown around before, that Christians engage in pseudo-intellectualism, and I feel like that's really what's the word I'm looking for? The Christians become more apt to that when they have what they believe is the I can tap into the original language and get
Yeah.
deep into God's word, right? And so, when they look up these words and references, is there ever a problem? Well, can it be problematic? Is using a
Oh,
concordance sometimes problematic
oh,
for
yes.
interpreting passages?
Yes, absolutely. Um,
I tried
because
not to load that question, but
yeah. So when you don't have a comprehensive enough understanding of the original languages and you're attempting to do some sort of original language study or at least an original language awareness, you encounter all sorts of problems because you don't have a good sense of how these words function in their context, and you don't know enough about them to figure it out. So you can, unless you know how to use like a really robust lexicon of one of the original languages, you're probably depending on a glossary like what you get in Strong's, which
right, yeah,
basically just
we
gives you
throw
a
that around all the
collection of
time.
options, right? Without any, and if you don't understand which options to apply in which situations, then yeah. But that's what a lot of people do. Long time ago, when I was a very young man, before I even started learning the languages, I preached sermons in church and committed the most grievous uh linguistic
Language
sins.
abuse.
Yeah, it was terrible because I
Oh,
didn't know what the
no.
fuck I was doing. But I would look up words and I'd find a meaning that suited the what I wanted to say in my sermon, and I'd run with it, right? Um
Right.
so yeah, it's 21-year-old me was was a moron.
Yeah,
Um
I very much did the same when I was teaching the Bible in men's Bible study groups or whatever. We would like go to a concordance, or we would hear it in like one of our churches, amazing archive of all their Bible
Mhm.
teachings of like the last 30 years or whatever. Be like, ooh, dunamis. Oh,
Oh,
power.
yeah. Oh,
Nice.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
No, it's true.
give me that Colossians dunamis, right?
That's right.
So there you go.
There
So
you
yeah,
go.
you learned some Kip history there. Today I learned Kip uses accordance. Yeah. Yeah.
That's wow, that's interesting. I feel like if you paid much attention to me for much time, I bet it's come up. But cool.
To it way back in the day in seminary, and I've continued to use it. We at Apologetics Canada use it as a team. It has some incredible tools, and we're going to be getting into that. Just to introduce my friend Scott to you, Scott is the Executive Director and of Ministry Relations at Faith Life, the creators of Logos Bible software, and his
Oh,
passion is to equip Christian communicators with the best tools available for lifelong pursuits of God through his word. We all can relate to the world going digital, and Scott's ministry is to bring people's Bible study and research into the
That was like so 2000, but go on.
21st century. So just as much as, we're reading Bibles that look like this, we're also reading Bibles on this. And so Scott's going to run us through exactly how we can do that better. Scott, thank you so much for being on the channel.
It's good to be here. Was with you, a few days ago there in Toronto. Got on the plane right after the event,
oh
and the pilot said, "It's a good thing we're getting out."
What?
no. So he was just at the Apologetics Canada conference in Toronto. I just got my mailer from Apologetics Canada for the
Oh,
the Super Saver. Actually, I could show you. Do you want me to let me? So this is this is the rundown here.
hold on. Ooh,
The Church
look
in
at you.
History, Apologetics Canada Conference
I don't get
2026.
invites to these.
So, well, yeah, but see, I went to the conference last year, and I actually saw this guy give the presentation that he's talking about at the conference, and I
Wow.
was appalled when I sat through it. But speakers, you've got Andy Steger and Wes Huff. Nancy Piercy's going to be there this year. I don't know
Oh,
these other
wait,
guys.
a woman is preaching. Get her out. Get it out. It's not Christian. The whole thing is off now. Turn it off.
She's a
Sorry,
professor of apologetics at Houston Christian University.
Oh,
She
okay.
wrote
That's not
a
a
textbook
right,
that was used at certainly at the university I attended as an undergraduate that long ago.
Huh.
So you got all
Wow.
these people, but I don't recognize any of these people except for maybe Steve Kim. I think I've seen him around before. But yeah, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna go this year. We'll see. I went last year and it just depressed me. So I may not attend this year. I also went one of the other reasons I went last year was because Ruslan KD was there.
Yes. Yeah. You got to hang with Ruslan a hot minute.
I did. Yeah. So that was fun. It legitimately was. It was that part was fun. So anyways.
All right, let's kick it some more.
Out of here because 2-3 inches of snow is coming our way right now. So we got out.
Yeah, you just got out. We did. We had the Apologetics Canada conference here in Ontario, the Theology of Technology conference, and that went great. Had about 600 people just over that in attendance. And you're exactly right. We had a few inches of snow. It's dissipating now, but it has been snowing kind of for the last 2 days. So you avoided the Canadian, whatever we call it. Downpour is not the word. Whatever. Snowdrop.
Flurries.
Flurries. That's right.
Flurries.
Yeah. But
avalanche, Wes.
We're a flurry of excitement about all that's going on with Logos, and we're going to be announcing something that I think my listeners will be interested in terms of catering to their specific needs related to apologetics content. You want to share a little bit about what's come down the pipeline there, Scott?
Are you sure about that, Wes? Are you sure that this is what your audience is going to want? Because hot damn, I can't wait till you read these comments.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
boy.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
A little bit about Logos in case some that are watching may or may not have heard, and we'll talk about this amazing new study bundle that we put together with you. But who is Logos? We've been doing this now for about 33 years. Tomorrow, Wes, is my 28th year anniversary at Logos, which is
that's impossible because you are 35 years old and you
I know,
worked for Logos.
Crazy to think that I've been here that long. And this is the new Logos. What we're going to share tonight.
I do find this strange sometimes, where Christians are okay appropriating crusader imagery. And I'm less averse to it being something like Romanesque because of like the armor of God thing, which is what Paul would have been like alluding to, right?
Yeah.
But that's a fucking crusader helmet, Wes. Okay? I don't think I'm just hear me out, buddy. I don't think it was long ago, but I mean that's like saying Genghis Khan was long ago, but I just love having a head on a pike behind me that was part of his conquest. Like, where would you'd still be like, yeah.
Did you see his sword swishing video?
Yeah, you know what? I do think that's cool. If it's just like if that's like just a separate hobby and it's not because there were amazing Christian soldiers in the Crusades. It's like, yeah. But anyway,
by the way,
the other reason I take issue with it though is that there is a literal website called Project Reconquista that Redeem Zoomer was pitching, and it's saturated in crusader imagery, which bolsters that sense of religious chauvinism and imperialism over the rest of the world, that as if Christians have the right to take over the world. Like, that is the pitch of Project Reconquista. So I'm triggered when I see a freaking crusader helmet back there, because there are Christians who want to literally take over the world.
There
and they're
are.
trying in the United States. So
And
it's
on
not
that
going
note, I
well.
thought I'd just before you press play again.
Yeah, sorry.
So I learned yesterday that November is no quarter November in the mind of Doug Wilson. I have been watching and consuming a ton of Doug Wilson content over the course of the last week in prep for a video that I'm recording with Dr. Josh and with Maya this weekend. But holy shit.
I need a deep
No
breath after
quarter
that.
November is Doug Wilson's excuse for smoking cigars, lighting things on fire, and just being more of a reprehensible piece of shit asshole than he is normally. So
Yeah, I mean,
people will recognize no quarter is a that basically just means you don't take any prisoners, you just slaughter everyone. Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Mhm.
Nice. It's
Yeah,
nice.
let's invoke, for the all the accusations that the left is violent and needs to tone down the rhetoric. A man with
Uh,
connections to the top of our government, Pete Hegseth, goes to
Yeah.
Doug Wilson's church, is using Christian war, holy war terminology for what is happening in our country. Who needs to tone it down? I want people to exist peacefully, and I'm not even
By
that
the way,
out left. I don't know what you even
yeah.
say.
No.
Joel,
Darius,
hello.
oh, Joel is here. Darius Yabgo. No, I would not be happy taking over Edmonton. Edmonton's a hellhole, and I won't. I stay away.
I mean, we just saw. Are you going to be covering it all? Doug Wilson just being like, "Oh yeah, we should just stop making excuses for slavery in the Bible." I mean,
I mean, it's a Dr. Josh stream, so
yeah, yep. Yeah. That's pretty much You say slavery is in the Bible, and somehow Dr. Josh
but
is going to have
he's
this
totally,
StreamYard link. He's going to show up here right now.
He probably will now.
You see? Did you send it to him on Discord? Okay.
Josh is not on Discord.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And we were in the green room in Toronto, and I showed you some new features that literally just released within the last few days. But two big barriers came crashing down with this new release of Logos. Number one, ease of use, because we have put AI into Logos. Now, Wes, you can imagine when we announced to our millions of users that we put AI in Logos, it created a bit of a firestorm. We had voicemails, lots of phone calls about Mark of the Beast and all kinds of stuff. It was a fun week.
Speaking of that, let's look at these comments. And remember,
oh yeah,
Wes said that this is something his audience wants.
It's gonna be all over it, right?
Yeah. So here's some fun ones. I'd like to know more about the guardrails that were selected. What model or models were used to build this learning language model? Who gets to decide when it's making stuff up, and how is this going to be safeguarded?
I think that's a good question.
Right? There's other things, hopefully we get to it in this sales pitch that'll be relevant to this. So there's some people who are like, "Oh, this sounds like a super cool resource." They pitch in the video, their live stream, that you get 60 days for free. But the only thing people can find on the website is 30 days.
30 day. That's funny.
Let's see. Yeah, someone else is concerned about the models of it. This one, I couldn't help but comment on this one.
Right. Yeah.
Logos is great, but Charlie Kirk made the case for reading a physical Bible. I think we should hold on to our physical Bible.
Our new Messiah said this.
Now, can you enlighten us with what could be some problems with trying to making an argument that we should be using our physical Bibles? What could be some problems with trying to make that argument?
Uh, uh, I mean, it just seems silly to me. I don't know.
I know what I'm gonna say.
It's okay. You say something because it seems it's silly. It's not it, it's not the Bible is more, you know, uh an abstraction than it is an object. It exists, it's the words. I always thought it was the words, right? That were most important. It's the sentences and the paragraphs and the actual the messages that are being delivered. So who the hell cares whether you're reading a physical book or not? I like books. I like them better than reading shit on my phone or my tablet or my computer. But you know what? It's the same. And I don't know. I don't understand, you know, what I it feels like there's something like objecting to this is somehow not sacred enough when it comes to the Bible that it's got to be.
Well, yeah, that's one thing, right? Like, the Bible Gateway is not sacred enough. Can't.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's not like the presence of God's words in your hands. Here's my thing. Well, I got a couple of things to say about any Christian trying to make an argument. You need the physical Bible. Do you really have what you think the Bible is in your
Right.
hands?
Yeah.
The very words of God? The trite atheist thing to say is, uh, well, if you have it in English, it's technically not the Bible, right? You have a translation of a translation of a translation. No, I'm not going to straw man it that way. But I mean, earlier in history you did, but um, you have something that is translated and people don't realize, and they need to concede this point, it's translated by committee. And
Mhm.
ultimately, a lot of what you're ending up with in this text that you need to say is God's word in your hands has come to you through some committee of consensus
Yes.
everywhere in history,
Yep.
period. Right. And I think that's just straight up taken for granted. And it's preached for granted, which is even worse, right? Because those people have been through seminary and they should also know that this thing is a collection of fluid tradition,
Yep.
you know?
Um,
And so, what does it mean to hold the Bible in your hands? Do you have original manuscripts, which are
right.
supposedly the thing,
Mhm.
right? So, inerrantists have to be like, well, it was inspired in the original manuscripts. Do you have the original manuscripts? No, but we got the closest thing possible. But anyway,
We wouldn't even recognize an original manuscript if we had one. We might even have some, but who would know? How would you know?
right,
You just
right.
you who knows what you so, I would
We have to get
also
in
I
the
would also
TARDIS,
stress.
figure it out.
Yeah, there you go. I would also stress, which Bible, because there's a few.
Yes,
Um, they're all
which were
pretty
also
different.
translated by committee.
Yes. Alright.
All right, more. But yeah, I thought that comment was just something that I that's basically what I responded to it.
The Charlie
I want
Kirk
to
one.
believe AI can be helpful for Christians. Yet when I see the rising numbers of YouTube warriors who seem to be kind of overweight scholars due to their use of logos.
What? What? So, wait, what?
Oh
Uh,
my god.
overnight scholars.
Overnight. Oh my god. I read that
Overnight
as
scholars.
overweight. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay, so
I'm sorry.
so
Just
he's
because I
saying
thought those two things
yeah,
correlated.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I'm a
I mean,
terrible bigot. I'm
I thought
sorry.
that was funny, but
That's
still,
very
the insinuation is that it's gonna turn you into a smart ass know-it-all, right?
Yeah,
But I saw he
which
mentioned Bart. Oh,
um,
he mentioned Bart Ehrman there, didn't he?
yeah, hold on.
Which probably means
Okay. Yes.
it's.
Okay.
Are we going to experience a growth in Bart Ehrman type of scholars, or are we in fact not real Christians at
Or
all? By way
who
of
are in
who
fact
are
not real Christians.
Oh, well, here's the thing. Because it's Logos, there's going to be a lot less Bart Ehrman type scholars and a lot more of the Michael Heiser type scholars.
Mm,
And
yeah.
they're not the same. They're not. So, tad disappointed that Wes seems to be on board with the subscription model. That obviously will be accessing users' credit cards to perpetuate their business models. Yeah. So
Yeah, and is that, buying into the world system, Dr. Kip? Are
I
are they hiding Jesus behind Satan's paywall here?
yeah, I'm sure
Everyone needs to know.
in a number of circles that would be the case. So
Revelation by subscription may be of the devil, right? Would Jesus flip Wes's table for supporting a subscription model?
oh, he might, right?
What is this capitalism, Wes? I can't get that picture out of my head. Oh,
Jesus
feel good.
flipping the table on Wes, and then
Yeah.
Wes dons his helmet and his broadsword, and
The
they
beast is
duel
rising, says Kenny.
in the temple court.
Oh man. This one's funny. I asked ChatGPT one time to list all the countries that start with S. When it displayed the answer, it left off Spain. When I pointed that out, it responded, "My bad. You always have to check the response. Can you tell the AI to only use your prioritized resources to get the answer?"
Seems like a
Now,
reasonable question.
but here's
But
the catch with that,
yeah,
right?
I think you're
Who is
probably
getting to
thinking what I'm
decide?
thinking.
Who decides for the ardent, devout Bible reader? Who gets to decide what the priority resources are to check against? Who's divining what is divine?
Yeah. So you're kind of
What?
no, I was just going to say, and this is part of the problem that I have with the way the Logos AI was presented to me in the conference I attended is you are kind of building an echo chamber
Yes.
for and we'll see examples of this too in the demo that he puts on here.
Yes. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Shame. Glad I waited for others to complain first. Do not use logos. They will try to
Physical
double up
Bible.
on subscriptions.
Do your own research.
Now, consistent use of LLMs cannot, does. How about does not or can lead to degradation of general mental capacity? Now, I don't know. Have there been longitudinal studies about the use of GPTs
I
and
would have
LLMs?
no idea. Feels like that's something that somebody is probably
work on.
researching.
Now,
But it also feels like
is this
something
to say?
that's
Oh, go on.
it does feel like it's a little early yet.
Right. Yeah.
But,
Is this to say though that the Holy Spirit can be hampered by your use of LLMs? You know what I mean?
mm,
Right? Jesus did say that, like, the Spirit will call to mind the scriptures, right? But if you're also grokking it, like, can you just not do it now? Are you just going to lose that ability?
guess.
Pat.
Hey, Pat. Kip continues to deny the historical truth that the Hebrew scriptures were translated from Greek originals. Stop being part of the academic conspiracy. Yeah, I am. What can I say? I am just addicted to the big Bible checks.
Let's see. Oh, this one was
Simone-
funny. Wait, what? Simone said what?
No, just she notes that there's no longitudinal
Yeah.
studies because it's too early, but there have been showing some studies showing correlation at least. Yeah.
I imagine
Surprising.
amongst young people who are leveraging these tools more more frequently are definitely going to have some longer term side effects, consequences for doing that. This one's fun. If the physically printed renderings of the available biblical texts are minimized and pushed aside in favor of AI tools, what chance is there of a new religion arising that is an algorithm-based simulacrum? Damn it. A divine revealed truth that Satan and his minions would jump all over to deceive and fool masses of Christians. Yes, I know this sounds so conspiracy theory, yet much of what AI is capable is simply a conspiracy waiting to happen.
Okay.
So once you get into the paywall, Kip, is there a chance you'll become part of AI-anity?
See, clearly, right? It's just
And
it's a, yeah.
So here's what I
you responded to this one too.
And this would be different from Protestantism, Marcionites, and translation committees. How? Because the dissemination of particular texts and copies of those texts have already pushed aside unfavorable doctrine. Seems like we've been perfectly capable for ages to do the same.
Yeah, that's what Christians called heresy.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, but it's way too expensive. I'm sorry though. If you're like an American and you're already like on YouTube quite a bit, you definitely could afford $8 a month. I'm just saying, like, that's not that bad. There are things that are, I'm the old Christian who's like saying, well, if you're buying that Starbucks coffee, surely you can give $8 to God, right?
I love this one.
Which one?
As myself, I 100% think we should be fact-checking our pastors. Be Bereans. Don't be afraid to educate yourself and ask your pastors and leaders questions and challenge them if necessary. I have all sorts of
overnight scholar.
Yeah, that's the overnight scholar, right? And I have all sorts of mixed feelings about this because like while I certainly am all for challenging disinformation where you see it. That's probably not what's going to happen here. This is just this is assuming that you can replace expertise with autodidactism, which you can't.
Where's
Kip
the
seems very careful to
polymath?
not go over the top in his critique of divine things. This tells me he is respectful and not completely sold on the anti-God narrative. Yeah, I'm not I am not an anti-theist. I'm not an atheist. I fucking love the Bible, and I'm all about critical biblical scholarship and calling out misinformation and disinformation.
See, I said you can be charitable unless you're a bigot
Unless
or
you're a
a
bigot or a liar. Yeah. Definitely no bigots and no liars. That's true. So
Let's see. There were some freaking hilarious ones. Yes, we are to
God's
fact
word
check and
is free.
yeah, this
Yeah.
one. This is great. Why? Why subscription model? AI isn't the mark of the beast, but subscription models are infernal. And so that's where I was like,
concur.
Wes, like, are you sure your audience wants this?
Yeah.
Right? Jesus is accessible through capitalistic.
That's a funny that's a funny comment from James Smith. Jesus saves, he paid it all. Jesus got the max subscription.
He started with a 3-day free trial. or a 33-year one. It just depends on. Oh God. This is an Elon Musk conspiracy that just comes out of nowhere. He said he's going to use satellites to monitor climate change. He's the Antichrist.
Climate change.
Oh my God.
Antichrist.
Yeah, I kind of
AI is not the way.
Yeah, see. Let's see.
There's something. Oh,
I wonder
there's
if
a lot of
use
people.
AI.
There's a lot of people here who are very wary, for a variety of interesting reasons. AI is not our friend. Yep. These data centers and the immense pull of electricity is not a good thing. That's true. That is all true.
Oh my God. See,
Okay.
this is a person who doesn't understand what LLMs can do in the wrong hands. So, do you follow with what I'm getting at with this comment?
Would have been interesting if you guys made an AI for Islam in the same way Logos is made for Christianity. Islam is so confusing and inconsistent. So AI would surely debunk the whole religion. Like, what are you thinking? Tell me what you're thinking. I mean, I look at that and I think this reeks of somebody who just doesn't understand the first goddamn thing about religion. I'm not just talking about.
I mean,
like,
so it's the intersection of religion and technology, right? Which is something that my channel likes to add in to commentary on all kinds of other things. So what I'm getting at here is that it's funny that they said make it the same way that you make the Logos software. They can't do that. They actually have a metaphysical limitation to doing that, in my estimation, and it's this. They can't make it the way they make it like Logos because they're not going to use the most favorable assets to their interpretation. The way they're making Logos is they're drawing their models and their conclusions from things that they approve of as the correct answer, and they train that language model to reproduce those things. They fundamentally cannot do that for Islam because they're going to use the things that they're either going to use the stuff that would shred, Islam for the
100%.
Christian.
It would.
Or let's say they did do it the way they do it for Logos. You want to make more Muslims?
That would be a way.
That would do it.
I think, right? I like it's just part of this is like this is what I find so aggravating is this assumption from a lot of counter apologist types, just this assumption that an a very old Middle Eastern religion like Islam is just absurd on its face. Yeah, probably to you, because you've already got your world compartmentalized in a different way altogether. So, I mean, that just, it just, it's because you don't think these things through. You could also like read all the medieval Islamic rationalists, yeah, right? Like it
But
just,
but how honest are apologists to say that that exists, right? Do you
no,
think
no.
our buddy Michael
I
Jones
mean,
would be
no,
like,
these are, yeah,
here are all the very pivotal Islam, thinkers who actually influenced science and mathematics?
it
The thing
it
that
wasn't
you have a big boner to say Christians did, right? But
it wasn't that long ago. I think he stopped now, thank God. But it wasn't that long ago that Michael Jones of Inspiring Philosophy was still promoting and giggling like a little girl at the Men of Al Zut. If
I don't
I'm
know
not
what
going to
that
explain it,
really.
you
Okay.
probably don't. So it's but it's basically Islamophobic trash and
Oh,
lies.
okay. Yeah,
So
yeah.
you know that's what we can expect.
Let's see. Taking a quick pass at this. Yeah, this is funny. What about AI generated sermons, right?
You
Do you think
know,
people might do well? And
oh, it's
I feel like it's
100% happening now. Come on.
what, right?
Uh,
Yeah.
it wasn't when I was training still for the ministry, you could buy like binders full of, pre-prepared sermon topic outlines with your passages and so 100% there's tons of pastors who are like, I have to preach on Sunday. Write me a 2,000 word sermon on this topic. 100%. There's pastors doing that. Come on.
Oh man, it'd be so funny if yeah.
Oh,
AI is sinister. It's our downfall, not exposing the truth. And it gets 17 likes, right?
so that just made me think of something. I wonder if I can find it and pull it up. But my friend, yeah, there it is. Let me share this for a second because it's funny. My friend Zach Miller, who runs the channel What Your Pastor Didn't Tell You. I'm in
Yes.
a messenger chat with him. I don't know how clearly you'll be able to see this. Oh yeah, you can see it pretty clearly. So he pulled this from this is a footnote that appeared on one of Gavin Ortland's videos. You'll notice at the bottom there for the web address, content $UTM_source ChatGPT.
Ah,
Oh
Ruh-roh.
boy. Oh
We
boy.
got you, Gavin.
Oh dear.
Gotcha.
Gavin. So yeah.
But here's a good one. The emphasis on Heiser is troubling. Fixation on
Oh.
angels, demons, and the divine council plays into the goofy trend of supernaturalism.
Supernaturalism.
Super. would rather have seen references to N.T. Wright in his work on Paul and other theologians and thought leaders than Heiser, pushing Heiser is off-putting. And see, this is that point, right? And some of Wes's audience is either just satanic panic, or they know just enough to be like, wait a minute, you're engineering the kind of Christianity they're going to subscribe to. Literally. Right?
Yeah. So and this is silly too. Heiser was a long time employee of Logos. Next up is going to be promoting Elon Musk, Neuralink, and Gold Cap Donald Trump on his channel.
But anyway, Heiser was an employee.
Heiser was a long time employee of Logos Bible software.
Okay.
You know, I think he left Logos to found his own online platform. I can't remember what it was called now, but and he was an Old Testament scholar. N.T. Wright is a Pauline specialist and an evangelical Anglican bishop. They don't. It's not like these are the same things and you're picking one over the other. And trust me, there is plenty of N.T. Wright resources in Logos's material.
Oh, that's
Plenty.
funny.
Lots. Way off on this promotion. Logos has zero regard for biblical truth. Their priority is profit, not fidelity to scripture. This is why they actively market en masse and host massive amounts of unbiblical and spiritually dangerous material. Here are 10 examples. Number 1, Roman Catholicism. Number 2, Eastern Orthodoxy. 3, Mormonism. Jehovah's Witness theology. Liberal Protestantism. Higher critical and academic deconstructionism. Prosperity Gospel Word
That's
of
a new
Faith.
one.
And what's NAR? Do you know what national? I don't know what that is. What NAR is? Sacrament.
Oh, I actually don't know either.
So
Oh,
this is
interesting.
all like this is everything except what? I mean, I guess the Independent Baptists aren't up there. New Apostolic Reformation.
It's like that Ghostbusters line. It's raining cats and dogs.
Yeah. So yeah.
Talking the apocalypse here. So here's the thing, though. Like, could this person, they're so unhinged about this, could their pastor ever talk about opposing theology from the pulpit? Because that's the logical extension of what they're saying, right? Because what do you mean by hosting or platforming if Logos can't even, host that information for you to engage with? Right?
Yeah, and what exactly like there the bleed through on a lot of this too, right? Like does it mean
thank you
platforming? Does that mean that they include resources that were written by Roman Catholic scholars or Mormon scholars? I mean, there's quite a number of really good Dead Sea Scroll scholars who are also Mormons.
Don't
Donald,
tell Dan.
Donald Perry. Donald Perry is one. What's his name? Andrew Skinner. I think I should know this stuff off the top of my head, but I haven't. It's been a while. So, same with there are a ton of higher critical scholars who are also evangelicals, right? Like it just, I don't know. It's Wikipedia has zero regard for biblical truth. They host massive amounts of unbiblical and spiritually dangerous. It's true, right? It's all true.
It's deconstructionist. Yeah. AI is the heart of evil.
The heart of
in that
evil.
It will give you wrong info and does not care about accuracy. Watch Andrews and Genesis interview with Grok.
That's awesome.
Should we tell, dude, has Paulogia covered that yet?
I don't know. I should.
Does
we
he
should
have
put him onto that.
access to that? That's his project
Probably.
now.
There's a
Can you
like.
send him this?
There's a link there.
I know.
Yeah. Copy the link and send it to me. I could.
Oh,
probably find
shut
it
up.
myself.
Grok just made a shocking conclusion about dinosaurs.
Awesome.
Oh shit. Let me send this to you. Hey Paul, if you're watching, I'll be sure to send you some money to work on this. I'm not
Nice.
gonna freeload this topic, okay? I'm not a patron. I'm sorry. I can only patron to so many. But I will make sure that you have some nitty bucks. Yeah.
Nitty bucks.
AI is going to be our downfall. Not surprised Wes is pushing this nonsense. Oh my God.
Oh, I just heard Israel bought ChatGPT. Dun dun dun. Uh-oh.
Why are they like this? And this is, look, when I've said before on my channel that there is a rise in Jewspiracies, I'm not joking.
Oh, there absolutely is.
And the American Christian right is losing their shit because they can't pick a side between reviving anti-Jewish propaganda.
You've got
or
basically,
you know, having the heart for their brethren in the Lord, right?
It's pretty wild. You've got the Zionist types versus the anti-Semites, and it's interesting. It's interesting and terrifying too. Also terrifying, but yeah.
And this is why Christian nationalism actually can't win. It's just going to take everyone a very painful journey. Everyone else has had to go on the painful journey into its collapse. But yeah, that's freaking wild, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Jen and K9184 is also very concerned about the Heiser connection.
Yep.
So
the technophobic boomer comments in here are hilarious.
I love this one. Sorry. You have to go back up. Kep, yeah, that one. I'm just gonna stick to reading my Brenton Septuagint and Geneva 1560 Bible. The word of the Lord is enough. Jesus is all we need. AI cannot replace the Holy Spirit. I cannot believe so-called Christians are promoting this. The Brenton Septuagint, by the way, is, I mean, that's like the text that was produced in the 17th century. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Wow.
I told you these comments are just all over the place, and I'm sure as the days go by, Wes is going to be inundated with the technophobe comments.
Oh yeah, he is.
Comments.
Yeah,
it's interesting. I didn't know the connection or the Michael Heiser apprehension. Now, I when Sentinel Apologetics was around more, I'm blanking on his name.
I saw him the other day. Rob Rowe.
Rob, yeah.
So he was on Michael's channel a couple days ago, actually.
Yeah, when he was rolling out the Heiser, he tried that with me. He tried to talk me back towards Christianity by pitching things as Yeah, like literal, yeah, Heiserology, where
the veil of critical scholarship to mask. Look, Heiser was a graduate of a very, very good PhD program at Wisconsin-Madison. He studied under Michael V. Fox, who is a phenomenal Hebrew Bible scholar. And then, promptly, as far as I can tell, didn't really publish anything outside of his popular level books and articles to, evangelical sham journals and things like that, right? So there is the veneer of critical scholarship in that he had all the requisite tools and used them a lot of the times, but then, would also teach that there were literal giants that walked the earth. Literal giants,
cool.
right? It I don't know. I don't know what to say.
I wanna get
Bible Lore
to
Podcast says, and I'm interested in this.
Hmm?
Can you flag that one? We have a rule over on Reddit Academic Biblical that essentially prohibits everything Heiser except for his PhD dissertation because of that. Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Wow.
By the way, Bible Lore Podcast is awesome. People should subscribe
Yeah.
and listen. It's so good.
If you have a link, then we can
I don't. just type it. Just type it into your podcatcher. Bible Lore Podcast. It's not
Bible.
hard, guys.
Okay.
So
all right. So yeah, let's go over a couple examples.
let's do that.
Yeah, how there's a central problem with using this software, and I'm sure I've gotten hints to this through Dan talking about. There's like another Bible app he talks about in his shorts, and I'm sure I'd be interested to see Dan talk about some of what was said in his sales pitch. But here we go.
The power of Logos now wrapped around Scripture, in that if I type the word Trinity, which we know is not in the Bible, the doctrine is, but the word is not. I hit enter now with Bible as my search option, and Logos.
We know that the word Trinity is not in the Bible, but the doctrine is. So this is and this is the same demo that he gave, not entirely, but he did this, on this stage at the apologetics conference that I attended back in March, where he did this same thing. And I was clutching my pearls, and I did just about fall out of my theater seat in the auditorium because holy shit. It's just not anywhere. And this is what you're feeding into your AI. And what does the AI respond with?
Find out what we got. Now, there will be a price probably to add this book or that book. So let's focus tonight on what we have access to. And that is obviously.
Whoa, hang on. He just confessed that in addition to the subscription model, to distill the truths of the Trinity, you may have to buy more books to integrate into your software. Did I hear that right?
Yeah. If you,
Gross.
in order to, yeah. So as I understand it, you'll still get AI summaries that are based on like the comprehensive library, but that'll only take you so far, right? Apologetics.
The
Very nice.
AI apologetics. The Holy Spirit is a DLC. I mean, it is kind of.
I don't know what that is. What is a DLC?
Downloadable content.
Oh yeah, okay.
Always was. Anyway.
Obviously Bibles and the various theological libraries that come with a subscription to Logos. Bible, let's just start there. Let me just show the power of Logos now wrapped around Scripture, in that if I type the word Trinity, which we know is not in the Bible, the doctrine is, but the word is not. I hit enter now with Bible as my search option, and Logos goes and finds the actual passages
Look
to
at
prove
this.
out the doctrine
Like,
of the Trinity. Now I can be
holy shit, right? Holy shit. The AI engine that they built over at Logos, they trained basically to be an evangelical apologist. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what it is, right? It
Right.
is the AI apologist. It absolutely is. Wow. Wow,
Yep.
right? And here is the sad thing about this, right? Isn't that just topical tagging? Yeah, I expect so, right? The sad thing about this, and this is the thing that kind of horrified me when I was watching this demo, because the way that he pitched it, it was like a replacement for not just your Logos stuff, but that you could feed, you could add, you could just hammer questions into the Logos AI as a replacement for like ChatGPT or for Grok or for Meta.
Right.
And I'm like, oh geez, like what sorts of, with how this was trained, what sorts of misinformation is that accessing to provide to you? Like the Trinity is not in the Bible. It's just not in any shape or form.
Right. Unless you
I
just come with the presupposition to interpret every passage
Yeah.
that way, which is what they did with the learning language model.
Yes,
He said, this is the valid interpretation for this particular passage. Therefore, it supports our idea.
they trained their AI to go through the Hebrew Bible and to go, okay, every one of those places where you see the plural word Elohim, which we translate as God, used with plural verbs, and then all those places where you see the angel of Yahweh acting independently, seemingly, from Yahweh
Theophany.
himself, that's the Trinity AI.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, then they use the
and
concept on the
that's bullshit.
Greek New Testament, but that's a little easier, but
Maybe
still
not there.
I can be as specific as saying, okay, that's great. I'm scrolling, I see Isaiah, so it's Old New Testament. But now I say, you know what? I just want to see Trinity Old Testament, right? And
Oh
Logos
my God! Right?
again knows what that means, and then I can say NT,
It
and then Logos knows what.
knows
So I'll
what
do this
that
a lot. I'll
means.
take a concept like
Yeah.
Wow.
And AI exegesis.
Yes.
This is your comment section.
How did no one in the comments section of Wes's video? I know why. Because they're not smart people.
What?
Like
hang on.
Chat, or clever,
here's the
funny
thing.
people.
In my future, my apocalyptic future here is that there will only be several kinds of people left. There will be the people at the bottom of society who are the easily manipulated, controlled, and engineered by AI. There's going to be a set of people who are apt enough to know that they could be one of those people, but are going to feel powerless to do anything about it. This guy, right? And then there are going to be the engineers. And they're not smart people. These are people who have the money to pay the people to make the cattle prods for the underlings, the people that are easily shaped and molded by their algorithms and their content. I mean, look, if you found this live stream and you're new here, it's because models have made the assertion that you're either interested in this or you're bored as fuck. And but no, you're interested in this, right? And you know what we're saying might have an influence on your mind. You might like, you might subscribe, which you should. Or you know, this is something that you will engage with in a different way, but you're still engaging it, right? Yes, you can be bored as fuck and become interested as fuck. So yeah, and the same goes for any other content you're consuming and seeing regularly populate your feed that you are not yet subscribed to. And it's not that the algorithm wants to please you, it's just tracking along with your behavior and shaping your world accordingly. So there you go.
Speaking
That's my
of
spin.
the algorithm and
Yeah.
why people are watching this channel, these channels right now, I do feel one of the things I try not to do, but this, you know, is not stream simultaneously with other channels that I like. I try not to cross the
Right.
streams, right?
Oh yeah,
But,
yeah.
right. I just wanted to say, and I appreciate everybody coming and hanging
Mhm.
out with Nitty and with me for a little bit. But when we're done, okay, go run over to the Humanities channel, who streams every Wednesday night at this time. And they do
They're
some
very
really good
nice
stuff.
dudes.
They're very nice. So but yeah, when we're done,
Down, have a
go
drink.
head over there, give them some love,
Here, I
and
put the link
say
in the
hi.
chat. Can we
Okay, good.
I don't know that I can forward people for raids. At any rate, yeah. So yeah, we'll keep going, I guess.
Let's say
Yeah.
spiritual warfare. I want to see it through the lens of the Old Testament. So I go spiritual warfare OT and then NT. So I do this quite a bit, right? But again, this is me asking the scripture itself to find me some passages. Now, I'm not going to take time to show all these categories, but I just want to paint the picture on the power that Logos provides in wrapping AI around the Bible. Vaguely
Wow.
remembered. You know, I'm not 30 anymore. I'm not 40.
You know, there are a very finite number of verses and or groups of verses in the Bible, and it's not a Herculean task to tag those in groups for a database. That's all I'm saying, right? And you know, Bible Gateway and other assets have been perfectly capable of doing what AI is wrapped around. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Right. And you could Google even, you know, that for content interrelated to the spiritual concept that you want to engage with in the Bible. And this has been around for decades. And so is this putting Jesus behind a new satanic paywall? Right? Like,
Yeah.
is this necessary? Like, how essential is this subscription when you've had these free tools for decades? Right? And so, you know, they need to make a living at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like Wes does, all that stuff. But the thing that, you know, deconstructed people, atheists, and even other Christians take issue with is the withholding of assets to understand God, withholding that for money. When there's no example in the Christian Testament or precedent for doing that ever. In fact, you could argue the case you should never do that from the Christian text, right? You should be giving everything you possibly can through the means God has blessed you with, right?
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's true.
you get what I'm saying, people? If you liked what I just said, you liked this stream. Damn it. All right. I can't buttons this stupid new StreamYard layout thingy. I'm the boomer or something. Fuck. Let's see. Let's skip around a little bit.
I'm glad I'm not running things. I'll just
Yeah,
say,
yeah. Oh, buddy.
because
Oh,
you know what this would look like.
you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna remove myself from the stage for a minute because I want your reaction to what is about to happen right here.
Okay. All right. Oh yeah.
So I've got the comprehensive guide of apologetics. I could click the link, and this is pages of information on the significance of the Dead Sea Scrolls. I could also, I love this feature, click summarize, and Logos will read the 4 or 5 pages of content here and summarize that to a paragraph or two. So that little summarization feature, Wes, has saved me so much time because maybe I don't have time to be reading 20, 30, 40, 50 pages
Who
of
has
great
time
content
to
that Logos found.
read?
I can click summarize.
Who has
Now, what's
time?
interesting is I in kind of prepping for today, I saw this book from Decker on Mormonism. It had a little thing on Dead Sea Scrolls, and it was a very interesting article because it said that here it is. And yet there are also some areas where Qumran group top doctrines diametrically opposed to LDS teachings. For example, many members of the community perhaps all believed in celibacy. They would not marry. So on one other hand, of course, Mormons must marry and beget children. So it was kind of this little theological nuance of kind of what the Dead Sea Scrolls discovery might do to some doctrinal issues with Mormon. And I was like, wow, that's fascinating insight, right? Just because I typed Dead Sea Scrolls and why they significant. Now the top though is my favorite, and it's called synopsis. And what we're doing here, Wes, is going to kind of go through your library and pull.
What
is
going to happen with a synopsis of the Dead Sea Scrolls? Is it going to be? Oh, hang on. The Dead Sea Scrolls are significant because of the great Isaiah scroll, and it is word for word what we have today. My voice cracks.
It's in that vein, right? It's probably the first thing probably mentioned is that it is these are our oldest copies
I'm sorry.
of biblical texts, and they have pushed the dating of our manuscripts for biblical texts back 1,000 years, and all the talking points, right? But with like no nuance whatsoever. In terms of like the Mormons, it's interesting, right? I think I mentioned this already, that there's a lot of Mormon Dead Sea Scroll scholars. There was when I was an MA student, and then I was an MA student at Trinity Western University in the graduate program, and then when I came back after my PhD, I taught at the school and in the graduate program. And there was a steady stream in the entire time I was there of guys who were coming to do their MAs in the Dead Sea Scrolls at Trinity from Utah. Guys coming out of Mormon guys and girls coming to work on the Dead Sea Scrolls. That's how I met Dan. He was one of these Mormon students who came up to work at. He didn't do Dead Sea Scrolls though, but you know, there was this steady stream, a pipeline you might call it, mostly from BYU up to Trinity. Guys who were keen on the Dead Sea Scrolls and were coming to learn about them, because at the time it was like the best graduate program on the continent for doing anything with the Dead Sea Scrolls. And while I have no doubt that you can pick at some things in the Dead Sea Scrolls that certainly conflict with Mormon ideology or theology, it's not by accident. There's a ton of Mormons who are really, really interested in the Dead Sea Scrolls, because you know what? Some of the stuff in the Dead Sea Scrolls aligns pretty goddamn good with Mormon theology as well. It just
Yeah.
like pick your poison, right? Here's the thing: is ancient models of theology, they're not like yours. They're not.
Right. Philo comes to mind, right? From the
Modern
beginning of the
Christian.
screen.
You're gonna hit some of those peaks, right? You're gonna hit some points of common agreement, and you're gonna love it, and you're going to use those points of agreement in your own theological modeling, but you're missing all those valleys where they do not, and where they say things that are completely different, and which you probably think are batshit fucking crazy.
Yeah.
There are Dead Sea Scrolls in Reformed Egyptian. Yes, that is what the cryptic scrolls are. Thank you. I'm gonna write a journal article now.
Some key resources and summarize them. But here is where I feel Logos AI is so much safer and better than other AI. Everything is
Safer.
cited. Okay, so we're going to literally tell you what book this
Oh, that's
came
better.
from. Okay, now notice, Wes, in the top bottom
That
right
is
corner,
better.
there's the copy button. Okay, so I can go ahead and hit copy, hit paste. Everything is cited. So if anybody's watching that is a writer, a blogger, a Bible college student, they just lost it because Logos is automatically citing. And we'll cite in any format you want: APA, MLA, Turabian. We got them all. Okay, I think we got like 20 citation styles to pick from. So here we go. Everything's cited.
And I
you
think,
know,
Scott, that's hugely important because if we're using AI to do our research.
Wait, hang on a second. I'm interested. Hold on. Wait, what the fuck? Dude, I'm looking real close at the top citation here. Got Questions Ministries.
Oh boy.
So let me get this straight, Wes. The software you're promoting, its first citation to something that literally requires the most expertise in Hebrew and manuscript tradition you can possibly imagine, your cherished Dead Sea Scrolls, the first
questions.
fucking citation I see on your list is Got Questions Ministries. It's really hard for me to not think that's a little bit of a joke. Like, am I off base here, Kip?
I don't think so. Do you know who Got Questions Ministries is? I don't.
No, but it's just a website to just answer general Christian questions, bro. Like, safer than what? Right. Oh no,
Yeah.
you're gonna encounter Marcion inside there. He'll go, Papa Marcion! Like the Marcion in the box. Like, what's going on?
So I'm just looking at some of these other ones. Here
Can you
you've
say
got
loading in your bias without just saying loading in your bias? Like,
because
that's like AK-47 bias. Like,
so I
shoot
like,
it in
and
there.
that's part of the problem here, right? Like I'm looking, just squinting to see what that first that first citation is. It's basically just an overview, right? And here's the thing, like you could get the same overview from the second note is my friend and one-time mentor and colleague Peter W. Flint. An article that he wrote for the CSB Study Bible. But like he's written actual books. Like he has, I have 2 introductions to the Dead Sea Scrolls on my shelf written by Peter Flint that provide the same information, right? That you're getting from Got Questions Ministries.
No, what you're not getting, because here's the thing. I sincerely doubt that they're going to represent what Peter says in
Well,
in in its like real
so it's
meaning,
just
or
I mean, just looking at
you know what I'm saying?
that first paragraph, right? The Dead Sea Scrolls were first discovered in 1947 on the northeast shore of the Dead Sea. Over 10 years of searches revealed 11 caves containing tens of thousands of scroll fragments dating from the 3rd century BC to AD 68, representing an estimated 800 separate works. That's fine. It's a
Sure.
fine summary, and it's basically what you would find in any introduction to the Dead Sea Scrolls. But I think this is the thing, right? The AI, the fact that that's part of their AI model, right? This is one of the safe sources, and the AI is not distinguishing, you know, something of quality versus something that's just just a synopsis pulled from the internet. Like
For
like
real.
it's the same problem that
Got
we
questions.
have.
Well, I love
It's
this
that's
comment
something.
by Plank Relic. Citing shit you haven't read is wildly academically dishonest. And so
Right. Yes.
if you're a Christian content creator and you somehow, by the will of your God, made it this far, and you take Logos's guidance there, you're gonna get railed on your dishonesty, especially if you're like 18 or 19 years old.
Yeah.
Because the probability of you having read the volume of sources that you're gonna provide is like lower than the resurrection. Okay, like right, like you're gonna get either called out or you're gonna be caught by Dan McClellan or somebody who's like, hello, like that is not what this source actually says, or you're gonna ignore the sources that interact with your source and debunk it. Or this is even funnier. They won't be railed by their fellow. Yeah, they love drinking this shit right up. I almost thought you were going to say they'll get railed by other fundamentalists for it being a source they disagree with, right?
I'm getting an education here. Hayden informs me that uh he says, "Oh, Kip, God bless you. Every single time you Google something biblical, they will be one of the top 3 results." See, this is wow, that's new to me. Uh,
Yeah,
but he says it's pure fundamentalism, which is
pretty much.
crazy. But so there's 4 here. There's 4 sources. The second one is Peter's article. Then you've got one from Walter Elwell and Barry is that Beitzel from the Baker Encyclopedia of the Bible. These are guys that I've never heard of before. What's the date on that? Can you see that? Baker, it's 19
All we
Grand
need
Rapids,
glasses,
Michigan, Baker
gang.
Books. Baker. Can you
We
embiggen
could
it?
Google it.
I don't know. We
Let
could,
me go on
but
mine.
this
Ow.
the last one is J. Randall Price.
1986 or 85. But anyway, J. Randall Price.
1986. Oh, what was that? Is that 40 years ago?
Right.
1986. Like you can really? That's the best you've got? And then this last citation is from J. Randall Price. Are you familiar with Randall Price?
Mm-mm.
I'm sure some people in the chat are aware of who Randall Price is. Randall Price is I believe he's the dean or the chair of the Bible department at Liberty University.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'll be fair, Randall does some good work, but it's one of these things, right? Where I'm always reading Randall's work very carefully. So, you know, Yeah. So those are their sources that the AI engine is, just culling in order to
Right.
reconstruct this semblance of information without asking the same types of critical questions that I would. There is no evidence that he was in any way related to the Jerry Falwell Jr. guy. It's so spread. Misinterpretations.
No, it's not.
No.
It's not that price. It's not that price.
No. I doubt very much that the late great Phyllis Tribble was included in the database. By the way, Phyllis Tribble passed away 3 weeks
Oh,
ago.
I'm sorry.
To be fair, our good friend Richard Carrier, PhD, doesn't have a problem with citing faculty from Liberty University. So we shouldn't either. That is fair. That is 100% fair. Yes.
Well, it failed peer review because of the huge bias in the academy.
That's it.
Oh.
So
Exactly citing, and we'll cite in any format you want: APA, MLA, Turabian. We got them all. Okay, I think we got like 20 citation styles to pick from. So here we go. Everything's cited,
And I
you
think,
know,
Scott, that's hugely important because if we're using AI to do our research, which may or may not actually be useful, if we're not actually seeing the sources that the AI is pulling from, it could be anything.
Yeah.
So ChatGPT is just pulling from the internet at large, and so it's pulling from the sources that are credible and blogs that are just kind of writing general things.
Got questions.
This is where I found this incredibly helpful. Is I've asked Logos questions, but then I myself have gone and I have checked the sources to see if, okay, is this something that I necessarily agree with? Is this something that I consider?
Okay, so Wes, you have the time and resources to go check those sources. Do your undergrads have the time or the ability to check those sources, evaluate those sources, and convey to you why those sources work, right? And by having this software here to do that work, right? Well, I'm inclined to believe, yeah, they could lose the ability or not gain the ability to do that. And, as they climb up the ladder, having cited these old sources without knowing their content, let's say they make it to the institution and they do that, right? Then the generation following them, they might be just working off of bad sources themselves, right? And so, or they're going to take, like, the lay audience, who aren't you, Wes, are going to take this as canon. That, look, I have scholarship backing the position my software has told me is correct.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's what makes this tool actually dangerous, right? And maybe Jesus is stuck behind Satan's paywall. And worse yet, Satan's paywall is whispering you lies. So he's really stuck back there. I mean, whoa.
So sorry, I'm just I got distracted by some of the comments in the chat, which are pretty brilliant. Arrow
one?
Dodger at 708. Not that one. Go up to the previous one. The woke Bible scholar mafia is outside my house. What do I do? And I want to. So Darius Yabgal, cuneiform guy, also. I've done a lot of work going, hang on, I don't think that source says that, and tracing sources cited incorrectly from other sources and so on. And it was a very real problem before. And it's just gotten a lot harder and a lot worse now. Because as we have discovered, lots of these AI models will just make shit up. They just will. right? And then and that just, I mean,
Oh, wait,
they make up,
wait.
yeah.
It bothers me. Okay, so I don't know how to teach people this. And this is the thing, is that I think we need to get more anal about our language around AI for now. When
Yes.
people say shit like AI wants, AI is designed to please, AI hallucinates, those are all terms and concepts which are imbuing um, woo to AI,
That's fair.
essence,
Yeah.
some kind of extrinsic force or sentience to it, which is not true.
Hmm.
It's not true. And so when you anthropomorphize, thank you. And the problem with anthropomorphizing it is that it um, it can create, I think, some unwarranted technophobia in a generation that is saying, "Oh no, like this is a demon," right? It's lying, right? Well, lying is not the word you should actually use, right? It's sloppy to say it is lying because that implies it's doing something moral or overtly deceitful, right? Now, they might think a demon is possessing the machine to deceive you, like, fine, fuck it. Like, there's nothing I can do about that. But I just, yeah, like malicious. I just think that when we as skeptics engage with this, that we try to gear that language back to how mechanistic this damn thing is. Like I hate to say it this way, but I want to dehumanize the fucking robot. All right? Like until it can tell me to stop doing that, it is a machine. It doesn't want things. It is garbage in, garbage out, just at scale. Okay? Like, maybe I'm just a really big asshole about this, but that is what is bothering me about. And Christians are just replete with using that language, and it's scaring their audience. It's sensationalized, and it's not representative of what this actually is, why it's doing it. And if you understand more about what it's what humans are trying to get it to do, that's the key thing. We're trying, it is software development. We're trying to make a tool to do a job, and the tool is not doing the job well. And that, I think, is important. I don't know. Maybe that was just a huge nitty rant, and you can nod, Kip. What do you think about what I'm trying to say? Like, chat, what do you think? Do you agree? Like, should we be this pedantic? Fuck, I don't know. Welcome to my TED Talk.
I was happy I was here for it. Honestly, it was very good. So, I got distracted as I often do. But so I just because I'm curious, yeah. I punched in the same question that was posed by the demo guy here to his Logos AI. I punched it into to Monday. Oh, what's
God.
this? Oh, what was that? The problem is that the tool is designed to provide the kind of output that people in aggregate want, which doesn't align with truth. That's right.
That's right.
So yeah, I punched in the Trinity question to Monday. Should I read what it says?
Yes.
Sort of, but only if you squint at it really hard and read it with post New Testament glasses on. This is the Trinity in the Old Testament. The Old Testament never explicitly says, hey, by the way, God is three persons in one being. The writers weren't sitting around thinking, oh, wait till they get a load of the Nicene Creed. But Christians later looked back and said, maybe this verse was hinting at it. So, but if you asked an ancient Israelite about God the Son or God the Holy Spirit, they'd stare at you like you just asked them about quantum mechanics. The Trinity, as an articulated doctrine, comes much later, more church council in the 4th century than burning bush. So,
Thanks, Monday.
thanks, Monday.
Vish says she sent you a meme.
Oh, yes. Do you want me to share it, Vish?
I hope it's fine.
Looks okay to me, I think.
Is it a video meme or a picture meme?
No, it's a picture meme. So we could
This will be good to end on because I need to take a break.
all
I
right.
need to stand, walk around, drink something.
I haven't eaten dinner yet, so I will go do
Oh
that.
shit, you sacrificed your food?
Well, it's not that late. I usually eat pretty late. So all robot and computers must shut the hell up. To all machines, you do not speak unless spoken to, and I will never speak to you. I do not want to hear thank you from a kiosk. I am a divine being. You are an object. You have no right to speak in my holy tongue. Very nice.
Claude Simeon asks, how would you describe AI hallucinations without anthropomorphizing it?
Anthropomorphizing.
Here, I got you. The tool is trying to do the work of putting together a set of data in a way that you can understand it, which may or may not be true. That means to apply human qualities to inanimate things or a god. Yes. Well, sometimes it's just printing it, but sometimes it's a synthesis. So it can literally give you garbage that can be self-contradictory after a while, because it's trying to compilate whatever sources it's drawing from, or are the check marked by the aggregate, which again, oh, okay, yeah, we agree, yeah. So yeah, it's kind of like if you've seen Office Space, it's kind of like it's just grabbing up all the TPS reports and trying to give you TPS reports of one employee, which might or might not work. Ooh, this is a good one. Yeah, we're stewards of the earth. Wes, my friend, I hope you're making that energy money from the tariffs. I mean, wait, what?
So, something that was touched on, but I don't think we actually saw in this video is that Wes was approached by, or worked this out with Logos Bible software to make a Wes Huff study bundle that people can subscribe to. It's all of it sounds like it's all of his favorite, I don't know, apologetics and Bible study resources and books that you can purchase, right? The Wes Huff package. Wonder what that looks like. Boy, and now people are going to be gross. Shut up, people.
What did they say?
I'm preempting it. So
Oh,
sooner or later we'll get a Billy Carson study anthology.
whoa. Wes Huff is so hot right now.
Yeah. And it's true. Misinterpretations points out, and I will remind everyone again. No, Wes does not even have his PhD yet. He is still in his program. Still last word working on his dissertation. He told me back in the spring, the winter, I think it was still in the winter 2025, that he would probably be finishing in the summer, but he's not there yet. And I mean, lots of times these things take longer than we expected. So it we continue to wait, and I continue to say that I have no idea what kind of a scholar or what Wes's actual scholarship looks like, because nobody's seen it yet. We're waiting for him to finish. We're waiting for him to pass. We're waiting for him to publish something. He's published nothing, which is also, I mean, I had published things already by the time I was, finishing up. Every PhD, everybody I know in the field was already writing and publishing academic articles by the time they were finishing up their PhDs. So, it's we wait, and I continue to reserve judgment, just because I don't know. I have no idea. So
Wes Huff has no published works.
it's true.
And then
So-
he can have his own meme of dropping his first paper on
That's
us.
right. That's right. He
Yeah.
can
You're-
do it.
Permission granted, sir.
So,
Misinterpretation did ask the
he notes-
question, how's he going to have that time? And frankly,
See,
I mean, being on social media could literally be so much more profitable than, for now
That's it, right?
anyway, than
Yeah.
completing that less immediately gratifying work.
So it looks like Marin checked the SBL program, and to see if Wes was going to be there. So he's at least not giving a paper. But he might be there. He might be at ETS, is probably a better bet. That seems like it's more his speed. So
okay, longest outro ever.
is that what we're doing? Is this it? This is
Yes, I said I
outro?
wanted to
Oh,
stop
okay.
and get a
All
drink.
right.
My voice
Oh,
is like
you did say that. I do remember that.
desert.
So yeah.
All right, what do you got going on after this?
Well, I'm streaming on Friday with Vish
Oh, yes.
and New York Times bestseller Dan McClellan on my channel at 2:00 in the afternoon, and we're going to be looking
2
at
o'clock
a video. 2:00
Pacific.
Pacific. Sorry, yes, 5:00 Eastern, 2:00 Pacific. We're going to be looking at a video that Gavin Ortland at Truth Unites published last week about messianic prophecy, and so that'll be fun. And then on Saturday, I will be on Dapper Dinosaur's channel in the morning, and then you and I, Nitty, will be going in the evening. By the way, I will probably have to push it back. Budget Scripture Saturday. I think we probably will not be starting until I might have to push it back an hour. Just because I've got another thing. So yeah. So we'll see. I will keep you posted, certainly. And then feel like I'm doing something on oh right, yes, I'm doing a fill-in lecture for my Hebrew students on Sunday. So that doesn't have anything to do with you guys. But
busy man.
Yeah, I am busy. And sadly that will also cut into my, I'll still be able to catch the end, but that will cut into my own Bad Science Sunday viewing on Sunday night. But you know what?
65.
The students come first. They do. That's what good teachers do. Right? They postpone even Bad Science Sunday for that. But I'll say this too. I am going to be recording on Saturday with Dr. Joshua Bowen and Maya Atkinson on a video about slavery. Sadly,
Christians tell me
so-
it's totally fine now. So
lots of them are saying that, right?
yeah,
Yeah, and that's kind of the kind of seems to be the way the wind is shifting.
Mhm.
So
because
I've got-
Christians don't believe in rights. If you haven't spent time on my channel, you would know.
also it's just way easier to defend that position from the Bible than to say that, it's just the Bible says it's terrible.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that'll be coming up probably
Nice.
before Christmas, hopefully. But yeah. So all right.
Awesome.
Thanks, Nitty. This was fun.
Yeah, thank you for just showing up out of the blue. I sent you this link the middle of the afternoon. Dr. Kip, look, you guys, if you're watching me and for some God I don't believe in reason you aren't subscribed to Kip Davis, Dr. Kip Davis, you need to fix that right now. Okay? If you're watching this and you're not subscribed to Dr. Kip Davis, you need to fix that right now because he is awesome. He's very engaging and invested in this community and is totally worthy of your support on his Patreon or just, social media interaction. We're just and I'm, fantastically grateful that you put up with my voice for however many hours you stayed at this stream. It's been a good ride and a lot of fun. Yeah, so I don't know what the hell I'm doing next. So if you end up subscribing to me, great. I'm not sure I'll know exactly what I'm talking about next time, but it might be related to Christian nationalism or deconstruction or apologetics or something. I don't know. My house is a silly place. It's Camelot. All right, so yeah.
As we hang up though, people go maybe I'll just post the
Oh yeah, you can post a link to the humanity. Yeah.
Yeah, go watch
They're
the
nice
humanity guys. They are.
Yeah.
They'll be happy you came.
Yeah. So
say hi.
anyway,
So
thanks again, everyone. You're going to be left with my jam and beats
I like
as
your
we
jam
get
and
out of here, because that's Nitty and the amazing Dr. Kill.